so our first recipe tonight is we're going to make these Caesar and Ranch style dressings. And of course, this is great because, as you mentioned, you can control the ingredients. And I just think, obviously, it's going to be healthier, potentially. And you've got all kinds of interesting tricks that you have here. And so let's get started. We're going to start with our ranch tonight, correct?
That's right. So this is a no-fat Greek yogurt. So Greek yogurt is such a nice base for dips and salad dressings, right? So to our Greek yogurt, so this is half a cup of Greek yogurt, we're going to add our seasonings. So it is 1 teaspoon of each of the seasonings. So we've got dried dill, onion powder, chives, garlic powder, and dried parsley.
So if you have fresh, you can obviously, make that choice.
Absolutely. If you've got fresh, you just want to double the amount.
Okay.
So where this is a teaspoon of each of them, you're going to, of course, use 2 teaspoons of each of them, right?
Okay.
So we're going to mix it together, and you're going to see immediately that it's going to kind of have that sort of classic ranch look to it because of all of those herbs and seasonings in there.
Yeah.
So we're also going to want to add a little bit of lemon juice.
It looks like lemon juice.
Both acids, you actually could use vinegar as well.
Okay.
So we're going to add the lemon juice in here to give it a little bit of acid, as well as just a 1/4 cup of mayo.
Okay, and this can be full fat regular mayo or
whatever you want, but if you're concerned about your fat content, you could certainly use whichever one you prefer. What it's really doing in this particular recipe is lending some sweetness, and so it kind of cuts the tang of the yogurt, which Greek yogurt tends to have. Greek yogurt is also such a great source of protein and calcium as well. So it's a really nice dip because it adds flavor, but also you get some nutrition from it as well, right?
Hey, we like that.
So you can see it's kind of thick right now, and so this is what makes a great dip texture.
Sure.
Now for your dressing, add a little bit of milk, thin it to your desired consistency, away you go. And so then you have your dressing there, and ranch dressing on
Dressing
call.
number 1. Now we're on to dressing number 2, which is Caesar.
Right.
So,
classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, starting with our Greek yogurt.
Okay.
So it's half Greek yogurt, and then it's half sour cream. So again, as we were talking about with the ranch, just to cut that tanginess a little bit, that's why we're using the sour cream.
Okay.
And again, both no-fat dairy products. We're also going to add our seasonings, so lemon juice again. Acid is a big component of salad dressings, right? A little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting. You get some flavor as well as some saltiness from it.
Okay.
Some Dijon mustard. So that's also very nice.
And then
a little bit of sugar, just a half a teaspoon of sugar, and that really does sort of cut any sort of bitterness from
brightens it up a bit.
It does. So if you're concerned about limiting your sugar intake, I'd recommend including it because it's only half of a teaspoon. So
Right.
So we're gonna mix this up, and so then of course any Caesar salad dressing must have a boatload of garlic.
There it is,
There we
the
go,
boatload.
the boatload, and of course Parmesan cheese. I like to put some in the dressing as well as on top of the salad.
On the salad, just
mix
for
that all together, and you don't really have to let this one sit for very long because all of our sort of add-ins were fresh.
Okay, so that was my next question was how long, and how long for the ranch?
The ranch, I would let it sit in the fridge for at least a couple hours overnight if you've got it.
Okay, I love that. An option to make your own dressings for your salad or dips, as Sarah mentioned. Great option. Dairy best meals at home. When we come back, cozy cavatappi. Did I get that?
You did.
Pasta. When we come back here on Great Tastes of Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by the Government of Canada and Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development through the Canadian Agricultural Partnership.